In this segment I'm going to take you through a few different colour mixes that are my favourite mixes. They don't have to be your favourite mixes, but these are the ones that I like to have made up and ready for my projects all the time. Seeing we're going to be doing so many diverse things on this DVD, it's probably best that we look at more than just our 1/4 concentrate, 3/4 water that's been my favourite mix through the first DVD program. Okay. We need some dispenser bottles, but our dispenser bottles can also be our pre-loved bottles with the labels already on them. The dispenser bottles, of course, come with their caps. I've chosen to make up cyan, and I need to have 1/4 concentrate. Now, I don't measure, I'm a bit lazy. However, if you want an accurate measure, simply pop the cap beside your bottle and put your concentrate in until it reaches the top level of your cap. I'm mixing up deliberately this cyan because cyan and blue are two totally different colours, and yet they look the same in the bottle. So we are totally dependent on the colour on the cap of the bottle when you receive a new one. The colour on the cyan is exactly the same colour as the colour on the label, whereas the colour on the blue isn't. It's up to you then to put the name on the bottle so you know which is which. From putting the concentrate in the bottle, we simply add water, and I like to fill it up as far as it'll go. And now to identify the concentrates from the diluted ones, pop a stocking across the top, and we're ready for action. There's my cyan mix, and of course we need to label that so we know that that's cyan and not blue. Look, I'm sure you'll come up with your own labelling system for all these things. I've got a very simple one. I like the masking tape on there because I can rip that off. You can see from my little bottle of orange here that I've almost run out. Now, orange is made up by a mixture of yellow and red, and I'm just going to wing this. It's mostly yellow with just a dot of red in it. There are mixtures on the colour mixing guide that you can use. A little bit of yellow, plus a little bit of red. Top it up with water in the same way. And because this one's going to be in my spare parts, ready for when I run out of the other one, on goes the stocking, on goes a flat cap this time. Give it a bit of a shake to get that nicely mixed, and that's ready for action. So it's always good to have some spare ready so that when you do run out of your ones that are in action, you've got them ready to go. So that 1/4 concentrate, 3/4 water in the little dispenser bottles is my favourite mix. If you want to economise on that, of course you can. Or if you want your colours a bit paler, perhaps try something like 1 in 6, 1 in 8 or even 1 in 10. And that's still going to give you lovely colour strength. There are a couple of other mixtures that I like to use and have made up ready for action, especially when I'm doing bigger projects. This one I use all the time when I'm colouring socks. Sometimes I'll use it for brushwork, big brushes on big bits of fabric. And this one is about 1 in 20, somewhere between 1 in 15 and 1 in 20 with its colour strength. I like to have this ready mixed up just in water bottles. Don't use bottles that have had any other product in them, because that even a little bit of residue or perfumes in there or smells or flavours can contaminate the product, because we're going to store this for a period of time. So to make up this one, this is a 600 ml bottle. I'm simply going to put a full bottle of Liquid Radiance concentrate in there. If you didn't want to use the full bottle, you could go half a bottle of water with half a bottle of Liquid Radiance concentrate. We've got some goodies left in there. Let's just clean that out a bit. Give it a bit of a shake. Just pick up any residue from the bottle, pop that in. and we then top that one up with water. No need to stir, no need to mix, it's ready to go. And if you're making up mixed colours, simply, well, the teal would be half a bottle of green concentrate, half a bottle of blue. The Genesis purple or aubergine would be half a bottle of red, half a bottle of purple. You can label all those on the masking tape that you put on the bottles if you wish. For our spray painting techniques, my favourite mix is somewhere between 1 in 20 and 1 in 30 as far as the mixtures go, proportions concentrate to water. And the pieces that I have on the right hand of the picture are done with those mixtures. I'm wearing the 1 in 30 mix sprayed onto this garment. So we're going to make them up ready in spray bottles, ready to go. I have a very quick and easy, lazy way of measuring these things. I know that in a bottle of colour, the bottle is about 3 times the depth of my thumb. So if the top of the liquid is there and I put my thumb at the top, I know that I've got to tip that concentrate out until it gets to where my thumb is. Hold my thumb there. In goes the mixture. You sort of get to know how long a tip it is till you get to that depth. There is an easy way to check. Let's give that just a quick swill. And then using my craft paper, that's not bad colour. Or if you wanted it a little stronger, you could add a little more. If you wanted it a little weaker, add a little more water. Let's go a tiny touch stronger, I think. So you're in control. Yeah, that's better. On goes the lid, and we'll talk about how to use these spray bottles in another segment. If I'm making up a mix, oh, and that has to be labelled cyan, of course. If I'm making up a mix, I've got 300 mils of water in this bottle. There is a measure on there, but of course you can use a measuring jug if you haven't got measurements on your spray bottle. Same deal. I've put in about, well, just under a third of a bottle of the concentrate, touch of red, give it a swirl, get our sprayer, dip the end in, how's our colour? And you can adjust it up or down as required. Now there is a really important rule when you're mixing up your colours. The more water we add to the colour, the more bacteria we're actually adding into the mix. Because town water, and it's perfectly safe to use town water, has bacteria in it. One of the things I greatly admire about our manufacturers is their commitment to sustainability and environmentally safe procedures. And in order to create our product, our Liquid Radiance, so that it is environmentally sound, there isn't a huge amount of stabilizers in it. The more water we add, the more likely we are to get a little bit of reaction between the bacteria and the product. So when our spray bottles or our water bottles are stored for any length of time, you may get a little bit of slimy stuff happening in those bottles, and it's really easy to just strain that out using a damp chucks over a margarine container or something like that. To avoid the bacterial reaction with the product, boil your water for 3 minutes and kill the bacteria, just as we would when there are any nasties in the water. So that 3-minute boil will kill off the bacteria, and it means you can store your products for longer. I actually use filtered water here in my studio when I'm mixing up my colours, but usually town water is fine too, as I do when I travel. So really easy to get your colours mixed up. What's left over in the bottles you can store for as long as you need. Oh, up to several months is fine.